So in one of our previous videos, we have seen how to factorize trinomials. We had seen the factoring of trinomials. And we had seen those trinomials whose coefficient of the quadratic term was equal to 1. That is, if we write down the general form of the trinomial ax squared plus bx plus c, then we had seen how to solve those trinomials where a is equal to 1. When solving the trinomials, we had discussed how sometimes it is a little challenging to determine the signs of the factors. So today I will show you a method wherein we'll determine the signs even before we determine what the factors are. So let us look at the same example that we had used in one of the videos. So x squared plus 7x plus 10, and we are going to use the product sum method here. Okay, so we need to do what we need to find over here is we need to find two numbers whose product will give me positive 10 and the sum should give me positive 7. So if you are confused how to find out two numbers whose product will give you product is fine, but the sum will give you positive 7, let us do a method where we write down 10 and we try to get two numbers. But before we do anything, let us determine the sign. So the 10 will always get the sign of the constant term. Over here it is positive 10, so it will be positive. Then we look at the middle term signs. But if you look over here, the sign of the middle term here is positive. So that will be the sign that we will give it to this term, which we write on the left hand side. And what we are going to, how we will determine the sign of the next term, that we will get by multiplying these two signs here. So positive into positive is positive. So this sign will be positive. Okay, even before we know the factors, we know these are the signs. But one thing that you need to keep in mind is always the bigger term. The bigger number will be written this side and the smaller number will be here. Why we do that is because when we write the bigger number here, even if it is positive, negative, that will give us the sign of the middle term. Okay, that's the reason we do that. So let us find out two numbers whose product is 10. So we get 10 ones are 10, but 10 and 1 doesn't, they don't give me positive 7. So I go to the next two factors of 10, 5 2s are 10. So you will see that positive 5 and positive 2 gives me positive 7. So I can directly write down the answer as x plus 5 and x plus 2. If you want to determine whether what we got is correct or not, let us FOIL these factors and see if we get back the trinomial. So we know how to FOIL. We take the first term, multiply to the first term of the second factor and to the second term of the second factor. And then we take the second term of our first factor and multiply to the first and the second. So we're basically foiling. So what do I get when I do that? So x into x gives me x squared. X into 2 gives me 2x, positive 2x, plus 5 into x gives me positive 5x, and 5 into 2 positives gives me positive 10. Now if we add these two terms, I get x squared plus 7x plus 10. And that's our trinomial. So that means these factors that we find out is correct. Let us take one more example. So let me take another example. Say x squared minus 9x plus 20. So what we need to do is we need to find out two numbers whose product is 20. Now signs are important. So let us give the signs to here. So this is plus 20. This middle term is negative. So I'll write negative, and then to get the sign of the second factor, we multiply these two signs. So positive into negative gives me negative. So this sign will be negative. Okay. So now let us find out two numbers, two negative numbers whose product is 20. So I can say 21s are 20, but negative 20 and negative 1 gives me negative 21, which I don't need. So I write 10, 1, 10 2s are 20. Again, that doesn't give me negative 9. So I do 5 4s are 20. 5 and 4 give me 20. And I already know that their signs are negative. So negative 5 and negative 4, indeed, they give me negative 9. So my factors would be x minus 4 5, sorry, and x minus 4. And if you want to find out whether these factors are correct, FOIL it and you should get back your trinomial. Now these are those examples wherein my a was equal to 1. What happens when this a is not equal to 1? The method changes a little bit. Okay, and that we will see in our other video. I already have a video on that. You can check the link of the video below.